Hey, Preachers enthusiasts, and today I want to talk about Brockhampton. I wrote this article for my website earlier this year, probably January, I think, or before then. And I never published it because I didn't know what to say. But now I've had time to write it, and I want to share with you guys in a video format. So this will be the first time doing this type of article to video format. So let's see how it works. Brockhampton, a collective that has had an interesting run so far since their inception in 2017. With rising success, they're bound to hit a bump in the road eventually. This happened in 2018 when they were forced apart with member Amir Van due to an overwhelming amount of abuse allegations. They lost, personally, what I think is their best member at the time, and they had to scramble and try to figure out a way to, fix this problem. They just lost one of their heavy hitters. Now what? They would have to adapt in order to become more successful than they've ever been. And you know what? It's not an easy thing to do. They're all just kids at this time still, they're young 20s. And now they lost their friend, 2018 saw the release of their fourth album titled Iridescence. It featured a group becoming more experimental and tighter in order to fill the hole that Amir Van left after his departure. In doing so, it proved to be different and give more power to some of the quieter members of the group. This new direction seemed promising, but lacked in execution, I believe. It was their fourth album at the time after the trilogy, and is my least favorite out of all the albums so far, still to this day. They were unable to capture the youthfulness and creativity that really ushered in this Saturation trilogy success that they really deserved, in my opinion. However, Iridescence is not a bad album, and it did show that they can move on without Amir, that they could revamp the Brockhampton sound, style, and design for Ginger, which is their album from last year, the newest one so far. Ginger is the amalgamation of the new stylistic choices that are made to stay fresh, relevant, and different from their previous work. This being their fifth album, they knew it had to be crucial to adapt their sound to survive in order the Saturation trilogy exists, and it is their best work yet. Personally, I think number 2, Saturation 2 is my favorite one still, but people have their opinions. It does stand as a testament to the group's ability to persevere and move forward in a new direction. The album is 12 songs long and clocks in at 44 minutes long. However, almost every song on there makes a case on why it should exist and why it should be on the album. Not a lot of duds on this one. There are a lot of hits, I think. More than Iridescence, at least. This album shows the invitation of emotion and a display of growth and musical prowess throughout. With the release of Ginger comes the aforementioned changes to the group, especially the roles of each member that they must be now changed and altered to fit the hole where Amir was. Before Ginger, the group featured a normal pattern, I guess you can call it. Matt Champion, Dominic Lennon, and Amir Van were the primary rappers, while Kevin Abstract, Merwin Wood, and Jobo were the longer verses here and there, but mostly stuck to choruses and smaller verses. However, Bareface, the group's, I guess you can call it, singer, wasn't really in the albums too much. He was more of a grand finale piece and more of a closer. However, in Iridescence and Ginger, he's given the time to shine more than any time throughout the trilogy, except for the closing parts. With Amir leaving the group, the roles were redistributed for Iridescence and the group to give each member a better opportunity to play the role they wanted to play and say what they wanted to say and say what they wanted to say and rap how they wanted to rap. There are a lot of member creativity going on once Amir left. You can see it develop in Iridescence and pay off fully in Ginger. Bareface flourishes on this album. It's probably one of my favorite parts of the album because he is used so frequently now. He's not just a finale. He is now chorus. He is now verses. He's just doing more than he's ever done, and it really pays off because he is a great member of the group. Matt Champion, Dominic Lennon, and Merwin Wood are now the leaders of the group, essentially, with some good features on here too. We have Deb Never, Ryan Beatty, Slow Tie, and newcomer Victor Roberts, who I also enjoy a lot. Brockhampton missed out with Iridescence in 2018. They resolve it and are met with appreciation from me with the release of Ginger 2019. This isn't to say that Iridescence is a bad album. However, I think Ginger's a stronger contender for the album, and the stronger contender of an album, and ultimately the more developed and realized album out of the two. The biggest strength of Ginger is the openness of the group and willingness to talk about their past, especially on songs like Dearly Departed. We had Tanya and Iridescent, which is one of my favorite ones, but Dearly Departed is more personal as it's in regard to Amir Van and the problems that came with him being in the group, besides the abuse allegations. In the song, each member gives their opinion on Amir, why they didn't work with him well, why he needed to leave, and ultimately why they're better off without him, which is very hard to say about a founding member and a parent friend of most of the group. Brockhampton being an evolving and experimental group is one of the best things about them. They are willing to try new stuff, they're willing to try sounds, flows, production, music video designs. They're willing to try everything to be relevant and refreshing, which is what I really, really enjoy about the group. While Brockhampton may not last forever, since they said it won't last forever, unfortunately, their listeners and fans, such as myself, will never forget the world's greatest boy band. Yeah, this is my quick little video on Brockhampton's Ginger album. Hope you enjoy this format. I'm still, reading from the script, trying to memorize all these stuff, but if you liked it, subscribe if you could. Comment below your favorite Brockhampton album. I'm curious as to what you like. And if you enjoyed this, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Do what you gotta do. But at the end of the day, have a nice day and be safe.